Video we are going to be working on another t-shirt design, and I will be working on this kind of a design because the main reason why I have chosen this design is because I want to teach you how do you place a text around an image, and how do you create these kind of images in the center, and how can you place these images from the internet on your design. So there are so many resources that are on the internet, and this video is going to be more information about the fonts and the pictures, and about what kind of graphics should you download and things like that, along with teaching you some of these skills or some of these tools that we haven't yet talked about. Okay, so when you open Illustrator, just choose A4 and whatever orientation you want to work with, portrait or landscape, anyone is absolutely fine, because we'll be actually printing it and putting it on the t-shirt. So it doesn't really matter really at this stage. So create, which is going to open this kind of a window. Since this design is going to be a circular design, I will start with ellipse. Okay, I'm going to be just working with this kind of an ellipse. All right, and I want to create one more ellipse inside it, because I want a place where I can actually place the picture. So but this time, oops, sorry, I'm going to choose another ellipse, and this time I want the fill to be black, just to show you that these are two different images. Okay, sorry, two different shapes. So one more ellipse here, right? And to align it, of course, I can use the selection tool and try to move it in the center, which is going to be okay. But if you want to center it perfectly, you can choose this ellipse and shift and select the outside ellipse, and then you can use these alignment options. All right, if you don't see this align window, you know that everything is available in the window over here. Okay, so you will see this align option over here if you don't have that window already. So while these two are selected, you can choose this option, which is horizontal align center. So horizontally it is going to align it according to the outside ellipse, and then you can also choose this vertical align center, which is going to align it vertically as well in the center. So now you've got two ellipses. What I want to do is subtract this part from the outside ellipse, because I want to create just two concentric circles, and I want to keep this place empty for the this kind of a sunset kind of an image, right? So I'm going to select this ellipse, and I'm going to select this ellipse, and then while holding down option and command key on my keyboard, I'm going to use this option called minus front from the Pathfinder window. So while I'm holding these keys down, I'm selecting Pathfinder, and that thing is gone. Okay, you can always just go and now just increase the stroke and thickness and all of that. Okay, so this part is going to have my picture or the graphics, and the outside part I want to place the text. All right, but now the thing is that I want to place the text on here somewhere, right? So I need to create a path on which the text could be aligned. Okay, so for that purpose, I'm creating another ellipse here, but this time for this I'm going to just make the fill as no fill, because I don't want another ellipse to overlap it, but just be there like a path. Okay, so okay, and then here is my other ellipse. Okay, I should just make the stroke also to as light as possible, and then select this and place it here, but it's not big enough, so press E. Okay, E will give you this kind of a handle. Okay, and while holding down shift key, you can make it bigger. Okay, and then try to align this where you want the text to be. Okay, it's still not perfect. Okay, and try to just place it where you want the text to be. I think this is a good enough measurement, I guess. Okay, and again, I mean, you can use these alignment options as well. I'm just gonna rush through it. I don't want the video to be too long, so but you can use this alignment just like I showed you earlier. Okay, now what I want to do is just place the text around this path that I've created. So I'm just going to quickly go on to type tool from here. Okay, but before I start writing something down here, I need to make sure that I have this anchor thing here. Okay, so now hold down the option key and click. Okay, as soon as you click, the text is going to be around it. Okay, I don't want this text, of course, so I'm just going to type my own text, which is maybe something like act now or something like that. Okay, and now I'm going to work with this text, right? So I can of course just go and select this and I can make it much bigger that I want it to be. Okay, I can change the text style, font style here. Okay, now here I want to take a pause and tell you that if you look at these fonts, they are not really amazing. Okay, like they are the by default Adobe fonts which have been provided to you. You can of course go into find more and you can find more fonts and download them. But then again, I have gone through it and I didn't find the fonts really amazing. So, oops. So what you can do, there is a website here called dafont.com. Okay, and over here there are so many such amazing free to download fonts available. You can actually choose any category that you like, science fiction or anything depending upon the theme of your t-shirt, and you can just click download. Okay, once you download it, I don't want to show everything in the video, otherwise the video will be too long. So once you download, you can install that particular font, and if you have difficulties, I can always help you in the class. Okay, so once you download, that font starts reflecting in the fonts here. Okay, this font that I'm using is also downloaded from this website only. Okay, so you have this now. Okay, now this text is not really properly aligned, so first thing that I'm going to do is just use this paragraph option and I'm going to align it in center. Okay, but what happens now is when I align it in center, it goes here. Okay, I don't want that, of course. I want it to be here aligned in center. So I'm going to use the rotate option, double click on it, and I'm going to just use the angle as 180 degree. Okay, I had actually done it before, so it's already showing, but for you it will be something else, and you can just change the value 180, click on OK, and it is going to go here. Okay, I also want one more thing, which is not to align this text on the path, but in the center of the text, center of the path. So I'm going to go to type. Okay, and then I'm going to go to type on a path and just choose type on a path options, and over here instead of aligning it to the baseline, I'm going to align it to the center. Okay, so the font is gonna shift down and it will be right in the center. Okay, I also want to write something here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this and command C. Okay, I know that for pasting the text, the command usually is command V. Okay, but in this case I'm going to use command F. F stands for front. So whatever is pasted, it is pasted as a front layer. Okay, you can't see it right now, but right now there are two act now fonts. Okay, because I've copied it and I've copied it in front, but I actually want to move the newly pasted font down here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, again I'm going to use the rotate option. Okay, and I select the angle as 180 and I click on OK, so the font moves down, the text moves down. Okay, but this is also not correct because this is not in the right orientation. So I'm going to go to type, I'm going to type on a path options, and this time I'm going to flip it around. Okay, so I've got two act nows, and all that I have to do now is just select this one here. Okay, and I'll remove that and write whatever message I want to give through my t-shirt. Okay, whatever you want to write. So act now, preserve our planet, and that's how it is going to be. If you feel like this is just too squished, you can always select it. Okay, like that, and there is something here called VA, which is like called tracking, I think, and you can change this to maybe 50 or 75, and this is going to move the letters. Oops. Yeah, so just do the same here, move the tracking to whatever value you feel is good for your design. Okay, so you've placed the text, and all you have to now do is put the graphics and yeah, anything else that you want. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly take this aside and move it here so that I have some space here for the graphics. So I want to put kind of a sunset here, so I'm going to again work with ellipse. Okay, don't worry about the size right now, you can always change it later. Okay, so here is my ellipse and I want to create some sun rays now. So I'm going to choose the line segment tool and I'm going to just create these lines, straight lines, okay, like the sun rays. Okay, I don't want the fill, but stroke for sure I want it to be like a bit thicker. Okay, and then instead of creating different lines again and again, the best option to do is just this. So press option, okay, hold down option key, click on the line and then drag. Okay, drag it here, so that line will be copied. Okay, and all you have to do now while this new line is copied is to just press Ctrl D, Command D for duplicating it. So as many lines as you want, you can just press those. Okay, now just select the lines because I want them to be aligned properly like that. Okay, so they are here. What I'm gonna do now is just select the whole thing and I want to divide this. Alright, so I'm going to go to the Pathfinder menu and I'm going to select divide. Oops, what happened? Something. Probably it's because these are shapes still and not graphics, so I think I'll have to just select everything and just go to object and expand. I think this was wrong, which I didn't do. Okay, so I think I'm going to now select everything. Yeah, and I want to use the Pathfinder and divide it. Yeah, this is working well now. Okay, and then what I can do is these are all different areas now. Okay, like if you choose the direct selection mode, these are all small different areas. Okay, so you can actually add different colors of the sunset in these areas. So first thing that I'm gonna do is use these, like shift the path. While holding down shift, I want to remove these. Yeah, because I just wanted to create the space between the different colors of the sunset palette, and I'm going to holding down shift, I'm selecting all of these and I'm going to delete it. Okay, so this is how. I think you could use the minus front option also, or you could even use the magic wand tool which I taught you there are multiple ways of doing it actually, so it doesn't matter. Okay, for the colors, you can actually just click on a particular color, a particular section, and then give it a color like that. Okay, but I would really suggest that you choose a nice sunset palette or sunset colors which are on the internet, and I'll tell you how do you actually get those colors. So like I have these colors which are not really looking great, so I would go onto the internet and I will just go and type like something like sunset color palette. So I'll get these palettes which look nice together, and I have all of these codes over here which are the actual color codes. So I can just use this code which is EEAF61, and I can go here, and rather than this color I'm going to use this, and in the code I'm going to type EEAF61, which is the actual color I liked on the internet. Okay, for this one I'm going to maybe work with EE5D6C. So go here, it's EE5D6C. I don't remember if that was the correct one or not. Yeah, so you could actually make these different colors. Okay, I'm not gonna do all of it, but you've got the idea. I'm just gonna quickly randomly choose anything right now. It doesn't matter what I'm choosing, but it's better to use the colors which gel well together. Okay, so choose whatever you like on the internet. Right, so the last thing that I will do is just select the whole shape, and I think it's already grouped because it's showing ungrouped, so it is already grouped, but it can't be actually grouped because anyway, it doesn't really matter. I don't know. So maybe you can actually place it here, and no idea why is it showing grouped, because it still shows that these are different parts and not one thing. Okay, let me try to group it like that. Okay, and yeah, okay, so I think I'll just select it and try and expand it once again. Probably that's the issue, because when you actually, yeah, and yeah, I got this right. So E, and then I'm going to make it smaller, yeah, and since this is already grouped, I'm going to place it right here. Okay. You can try and just, yeah, place it wherever you want. Okay, so this done, and then what I will do next is just place some kind of a graphic here, just like there is something in the t-shirt here. Oh, no, there's not. Yeah, there are these palm trees and all of that. Now for these images, of course, if your drawing is good, if you're really good at art, which I am definitely not, you could actually paint this with a stylus. Okay, if you really are comfortable using a paintbrush, or you're using Illustrator on your iPad, which I don't think is the option, but yeah, you could paint this in an application on your iPad and then also use that image here if you want. Okay, in any paint program or anything, you could use a paintbrush and you can paint your own images if you're really good with that. But if not, and if you want these kind of graphics, the best website that you could use is this graphic, which is called the free svg.org. Okay, svg stands for scalable vector graphics, which are very very high quality pictures that you can download from the internet. Okay, I'll show you what high quality really means at the end of this video, but anything which is to do with vector graphics, it's very high quality. Okay, so they have thousands of free images that you could download. You can just search here for whatever you need and you can use that graphic. Okay, all you have to do is to just download. Like if I want to use this, I'll just click on this and I can download this. Okay, and so then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move it in the middle. Okay, and then I am going to go to file, place. Okay, and I already have this picture from that website and I downloaded, so I'm going to place it. Okay, and I want to place it right in the middle. It's going to be super big in the beginning, but of course you know how to just press E and then get this handler, and then while holding down shift you can make it smaller. Okay, so here holding down shift, make it smaller so that you can actually use the selection tool and you can place that in. Oops, copy, not copy, just select it and try and place it. If it's too big, of course you know how to resize it. Okay, and once again you can use the alignment options on this one also. Okay, so you could do this, place it where you want. Okay, the last thing that I really want to add over here is something called textures, and I've seen some t-shirts with textures, although my reference image does not have a texture, but you could have a texture which also can be downloaded from free svg. So you can have like textures. You can even specify what kind of texture, like brick texture, I don't know, wooden texture, whatever you need. Okay, but something which is more transparent, I think that is what we would need. Okay, so I can't remember where I downloaded that texture from, but I think it was not from this website, but there are so many on the internet, right? So the last thing that I'm going to do is just go to file, place. Yeah, and I have this dust texture which I downloaded from somewhere, I've forgotten. I think it was from a different website. So I want to place the texture here. Yeah, oh, it's super super big. Yeah, so just going to the very end and trying to press E, and then trying to holding down shift key and trying to make it as small as I need. Okay, sometimes this can take time, but I just want to place it right there behind the picture that I had. Yeah, so maybe I just want to place it here. Okay, here. Still a little big, but I think I can, it doesn't matter because I'm going to actually hide it behind the picture. Okay, and I want to just make it a little bit bigger from here so that it covers the sunset. Yeah, but not so big that it goes out of my ellipses. Yeah, yeah, as you can see, my Illustrator is causing my RAM to really slow down. Like my RAM is a bit low. I think that's why this lag that you can see. Okay, so texture is here. I'm going to right click and I'm going to arrange it and send it to back so that it goes at the back here, but I don't want it to go at the very back. So rather I would want to select this sunset thing and right click, arrange and send it to back so that it's on top of it but behind the mother earth, right? So yeah, that's how you can actually create textures like this. And if you want to fill things over here, I had seen it in one of the t-shirt designs, somebody had done this and they had used a star tool here, and because there were like places left, vacant places, they had used a star on both the sides. And you already know, if you want you can make it like rounded and whatever shape you need, like that. Okay, copy it, paste it, bring it wherever you want it to be. Yeah, so this is now a high quality picture. And what does it mean to be high quality? Like if I keep zooming in, you will see that the pixels are not bleeding, okay, because this is an SVG. Okay, you can zoom it in as much as you want and it will not bleed the pixels because of being an SVG. VG means vector graphics, which means this whole picture is made up of mathematical calculations done on dots and shapes and lines and paths. It's a mathematical picture, all right, and made up of algorithms which are which will not let go of the quality of the picture. But just see, when I actually go to file and I export this picture as a PNG picture, which is a normal picture that you see on the internet most of the time. So if I just export it, design.png, okay, replace it, okay, and then let me just go to my downloads where this has been downloaded as a PNG, and you will see how the quality really goes down. So this is my PNG picture, which is not vector graphics, and you just see, I'm going to zoom it in. You can clearly see how the pixels are also visible, like these little dots which make up a picture. So this is not a vector graphic file now. This is very, very low on quality, super light compressed picture, but very low on resolution. This is not fit enough to be printed on a t-shirt. Okay, so when we actually print our designs on the t-shirt, we are not going to use the PNG format. This is not the right format. Okay, when we actually print our designs, we are going to print them directly from Illustrator because this is high quality. Okay, if I just go to Command P for printing it here, you can see that I'll be able to just send it to the printer, whichever is available in school that time. Okay, so we will be printing high quality pictures. We can talk about sizes of the t-shirt and how many centimeters wide and all of that later, but this is, again, I hope this is a helpful video. Thank you.